All right, we live? All right. So hello everybody. I'm going to do a quick stream today. I'm not playing Battlefront 2 today, which was never the plan anyways. I'm taking a break off with that, but I've been doing a lot of research. As many of you know, I got nailed with some pretty bad trolls the last couple days, and it was actually pretty disgusting and harassing, and honestly, it kind of pissed me off a lot. And in some ways, I fed the trolls, which is something I should not have done. However, after doing a little research, one of the things that I realized is that I got it pretty easy. Uh, the fact that I'm a white male and wasn't a target because of the color of my skin or because of my sexual preference or being a woman is actually a godsend for me and has made this a lot easier to deal with. And the more I look at it, I realize that if African American streamers can deal with being called racial slurs on air, if women that are streamers can deal with and having people in chat asking them to show more cleavage. If LGBT streamers can be told they're going to hell all the time in their streams, that I can deal with a few idiots in my stream basically trying to egg me on, and I just need to grow up just a little bit more on that and have a little bit thicker skin. That being said, Twitch, YouTube, a lot of these other platforms need to figure out a way of doing more to help out and stop a lot of these online harassment. There's this real fine line between saying get thicker skin and ignore versus being able to look at something and saying, you know what, this is a huge problem and it needs to be addressed within society, and it needs to be addressed within the different platforms that make a lot of money off of streamers doing content. So I think free speech is great. I love free speech. There's difference when you're doing something and being hateful. And honestly, trolling just isn't cool. Like doing something to get a rise out of somebody, that's not cool online. It's not cool in life. And I think we need a world where people are just much, much more kind to each other. It, and there's all kinds of this behavior. This is not just online. I see it being in the restaurant industry. I see grown men asking a 19-year-old waitress, saying something like, "Your body's too fine to be working in something like this." I see people that make comments to others in a racial way that's kind of off-putting, and not necessarily going straight racist, but in a way that's demeaning. I see people just turning their nose at somebody that's proud in the LGBTQ community. I see a lot of bullying in this world, period. Within schools, there's a lot of bullying. And what do we hear from people? It's like, hey, bullying's always been around. Just teach your kid to fight back. Teach your kid to stand up for themselves. And yes, there's a point to that. There is a point to where a kid needs to learn not to take everything offensive. That's important. However, there also is the other side of that, which is teaching our kids to be more kind. It's not accepting people that are hateful. It's basically telling people that have hate in their hearts that they're not going to be accepted within these online communities or within society as whole. And we need to do better when it comes to those things. And as far as people being offended or having thicker skin, it's much more difficult for people to have thicker skin when they're conditioned to anticipate that somebody, when they say something, it's being malicious. When they're constantly being attacked, they end up being defensive in certain situations, and that's society's problem as a whole, that they've created this environment where people are able to say whatever they want, where it's, hey, why are you being so serious? That whole concept that everybody needs to, lighten up. It's just a joke. You know what? Just a joke works when it's you and a friend and you make fun of something that you know that they have come to terms with in their life, and something that they honestly isn't going to hurt their feelings. Okay? That is teasing. That's having fun. Bullying is when you say something that's insulting to somebody that you've never met, that you have no pre-relationship to where they know that you're joking, or that you don't know whether that's something that they're very conscious of and something that really affects them. That is bullying, and this bullying online needs to stop. But I guess the point of this video, I'm okay. I My whole goal is to not make it about me, because honestly, I think that's the other part that's wrong with everything going on right now, is that we have this kind of concept that if it doesn't happen to me specifically, I don't need to care about it. And in some ways, I feel bad because this whole bullying of people, of streamers, of people online, isn't something that I really cared about or paid attention to until 2 days ago when it started happening to me. I did not even know that there was all these black streamers that constantly have the N word thrown at them within their comments or other ways. I did not really pay attention to the fact that many women streamers have to deal with men saying vulgar and disgusting things to them within their streams almost nonstop. These are things that I was not aware of, and I think we as a society need to be able to say and look at things and realize something's a problem even when it doesn't affect us specifically. That's how we become. That's how we get to be a better society overall. Is when we stop saying, "Hey, that doesn't affect me, so I'm not going to care about it." We need to care about all people. We need to care about having more tolerance in this world. And honestly, part of making a more tolerant role is being intolerant of those who are intolerant. This whole you need to be tolerant towards everybody, including those that are bigots, that doesn't work, because being tolerant towards bigots and hateful people creates an atmosphere where they get more power. I don't know that I have much more to say right now, but hey, I'm going to keep streaming. Anybody out there that's going to throw things at me, this group of racist trolls that have been hitting my site or whatever, you know what? Keep doing it. It's not going to affect me anymore, and eventually, hopefully, you'll get yours. Hopefully, eventually, we have a society that basically says you're not welcome, and hopefully, you lose whatever power you have by messing with people and harassing people. My daughter just said I'll fight them, but anybody out there that gets power or joy from picking on and bullying other people, hopefully we get to a world where they're not accepted anymore and they stop doing that because they get nothing out of it. They get no attention whatsoever. We need that world to be created, and let's start it now.